Hey, what's up, Scott Balkan, brother, Imagination Creation Films, and today it is November the 18th, not the 17th, not the 11th, it's the 18th of 2022. I got a calendar now, so I can do that kind of date thing. And welcome, it's Friday, it's time for a live stream. That means you and me and everybody else have that opportunity to chit-chat and say hello and talk about life and stray hairs and all kinds of things. The big question is right now, is my live stream on Facebook working or not? Let's see. Anybody know? I don't think it's go live to start the event, really. It's not working. I mean, really? Am I not live? Every freaking time there's some kind of weird problem. It's on here, but is it on Facebook? Because I don't see it. I see your, I don't know. Somebody tell me if it's on. Oh, I am live. Hey, look at there's two Gregs. Neat. It doesn't tell me. Okay, weird. Cool. Well, I mean, that works. So what didn't work then? Now we have to figure out what didn't work. I got the stray hair pushed out of the way. I checked audio this time. We're not audio on the computer. I checked video, make sure that was working. Got all my videos working. And yeah, maybe we're not working on Twitter. I don't know. I'm on Twitter. As I'm being told, it could crash at any moment, except it hasn't and probably won't. But, you know, we'll just see how things go. So, yes, it's Friday. It's that afternoon time, that time for you to sit back and relax. No, that's a fur. That's weird. And just enjoy the afternoon drive home with your afternoon host. That's right, Scott here. And we've got the puppy down here is in a completely different location now, so I can't film him. And then he was starting to lay on the carpet back here, which is nice. I literally got that for him. But you know, it's just, you know, one of those things. So we've got Greg out there. Hey, Greg, how are you? We've got Ollie. Hey, Ollie. Evening of the good. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. We've got Johnny. Hello, Johnny. Good evening, Balcom, bro. Or brah, whatever you like. Justin, sorry I'm late. Watching the demise of Twitter. I don't think it's going down. I don't think it's going to go down at all. I think it's going to stay up and running. Why? Because, I mean, if you just bought it, would you let it crash? No. So probably you're making intelligent decisions. Maybe people don't agree with them, but there's probably some logic in there. I don't know. Ollie says, waiting on that Vazen vid, sir. Yes, it is. It's back there. I've got tons and tons of footage. It's the Vazen and the full spectrum Komodo. Both of them are sitting there just gnawing at me like a rat, just going, hey, finish me. And I will. I got them. All the stuff is shot. All the tests, everything. My opinions are formulated. It's it's all good. It's coming very, very soon. I have, let's see. I have a short probably coming out. I mean, it should come out Monday, but knowing me, and I'll be like, I want to see if it's funny or not. And then I'll just post it like 2:30 in the middle of the night. But, we'll see. I was playing puppets today. Just some puppet stuff. Cloned myself over to Facebook and Twitter, and the stream is working pretty well. Oh, nice. Oh, cool. Can you chat with Twitter? I've never actually watched a live stream on Twitter, so I don't know how that's going to be. But yeah. Hello, Dork. Justin says, honestly, he is just looking to reduce the employee count, bring down bare essentials, stop the money drain, and then bring it back with a better fund. I mean, that's my guess based upon the fact that he did it with PayPal. He created Tesla, SpaceX. And the funny thing is, that I got into a little pee-pee match last night on Twitter. It was not that bad, but I mean, it was silly. The people that were saying it was going to crash at any moment because he doesn't know what he's doing. And I said, and they said, he doesn't know how to do anything with servers and social media. And I'm thinking, okay, PayPal had thousands of servers. That's how it operated. It was a guy, well, a couple of people, but managing people who managed servers. Tesla, okay, the most powerful chips in any car, and there's tons of them in the car, and they're doing so much. That's literally Elon managing people, managing servers, cars being the servers. And then you've got this little thing called SpaceX, which is Elon managing people, managing servers. There's hundreds and hundreds of servers just in Waco alone. I happen to know. There are servers floating around in space. I mean, that's what a Starlink satellite is. So, yeah, I think he kind of knows how to manage people who manage servers. And yeah, we'll just have to see. But who knows? Jared, hello, Jared. He says, full spectrum Komodo, you say? Yeah, yes. I played with one and filmed quite a bit with it. I have some opinions on it. I like it and I don't like it. It just depends. It's weird because you definitely have to be intentional with it, but it's about a full stop brighter. I can give you that. Johnny says, I finally got my hands on a C70 and love the image, hate the ergonomics. Absolutely, it's jerky to operate. Yes, Johnny, that is literally the number one thing that I said right off the bat when I picked it up. I was, what is this? It's a weird, thick, fat, clunky DSLR. Didn't make any sense. Meanwhile, I can't get an image I'm happy with out of the Sony FX6, but love the body. How do you not get a? I rather like the Sony color science that they're putting in, like the FX6, which is the A7S III. I wonder. I mean, it is sharp, so you might turn down the sharpness and set it back a little bit. But I rather enjoy the Sonys. I think they're quite nice. Greg says, hello, Mr. Land. That new firmware update on the C70 is interesting. No love for ARP. Well, but I think there will be. I mean, the C70 came out before the R5C, so clearly the R5C would have to have at least the same amount of horsepower. Hello, Drew. How are you? He did not create Tesla. Well, I thought he did. I mean, it was a Lotus Elise or Elon or whatever, and he stuck batteries in it. Wasn't that Elon? Thought it was. It's Elon now. But I know, Drew, you don't like Elon. It's all good, but Twitter's not going to crash. That's just that. Ollie says the C70. Oh, at Ollie, the C70 is on the 6th firmware update. Meanwhile, Sony is basically refusing to make the A1 and FX3 live up to their potential. I wonder, though. So those are getting long in the tooth. I mean, the A7S III is older than the A1. You have to wonder, did they max out the CPU on those? And can they just not give them any more? Or, I mean, do they want people to buy the new? I mean, the A7S IV should be coming soon, you would expect. So maybe they just do that. I mean, who knows? Yep, Philip Bloom released a rant video about just that. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I don't like it. I don't like the rapidness of stuff being thrown out. And I mean, for a while, Sony was on this massive roll, throwing out a new camera like every 3 months. Then Canon kind of was doing the same thing. And I don't like that rapidness, I mean, it gets people too focused on the camera rather than shooting with it, and which is way more important. Gerald has done that as well. Yep. Sony are having controversy for a change. Canon must be breathing a sigh of relief. I mean, just wait 5 minutes. It's like the weather here in Texas. If you don't like it, just wait. Sony will do something amazing, and everybody will be like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" And then Canon will be like, "Huh? What?" And then the Canon users will be, I mean, it's back and forth. No one's ever happy because we're all focused on gear. It's sad. I don't like that. I mean, there's several reasons, but there's a reason I still keep old stuff around. I like shooting with it. It's fun. Got lots of people on here. The A1 is the same or better chip than newer cameras. Does it though? Well, I know. Yeah, that's the. I don't know. I don't remember which one it is. Bionic the. I don't know. Bionic's either Canon or Sony. But again, it's also shooting 8K over the A7S FX3. So is the processing power being maxed out on the A1? Don't know. Canon is being a bit stupid with the R5 as well. Feels like they forgot about it. I don't think they forgot about it. They'll probably be releasing a Mark II pretty soon. But, I mean, let's think about this for a moment. What would a R5 Mark II have that the R5 doesn't? There's not a whole lot. Yeah. FX3 just needs some basic cinema software upgrades, you know, things like shutter angle and false color. False color should be on everything. I mean, honestly, why in the world don't we have false color in every camera that shoots video, period? And then teach people how to use it. It's a piece of cake. I loves the false color. I live by it, especially on reds. I love false color. Get that skin tone in there nicely. Agree, Gregory. Also, unpopular opinion, Aperture jumped the shark with yeah, okay, so I have to be careful. I've had numerous lengthy conversations about it, and I have it back there. And I will probably do a review on it. But yeah, I didn't quite see I didn't quite see the appeal. Well, there's an appeal to it, and that is the Sidus link. That is a very appealing control. But there's a lot of things about it that are not appealing, and it just depends on who you are. I just got to be careful. NDAs are so particular, right, Jared? I have to be careful what I say that I've said privately. And don't get me wrong, I don't ever sugarcoat reviews. I'm just making sure that the things that I said to them, I'm not saying the exact same way. It's public now, but still, we had NDA conversations. So it's a completely different market than Aperture, which is why they put it under Amaran. And they were exceptionally clear that this was not a pro level. This is definitely for creators, TikTokers, anybody just doing the non-professional. And my thoughts are, I'll probably end up doing the review. It'll probably be a very short review, and I'll explain who it's for, because it's not for pro people. You might use it on a set, mostly because you just need that on a set, but I'm just going to do my normal thing and completely vanish off of camera while I flip on a switch, because for some reason I didn't hook up the neutral wire, and now I can't put a smart switch over there, so I can't remotely operate the fan. But the appealing part of it is Sidus Link. That is the best part of the SM5C. Let me hopefully it doesn't do static. I think I've been back here before, but let me just grab it because it's a lot easier to talk about it when it's in your hands. And there we go. We reach down. Did y'all ever notice that as you get older, you make all kinds of weird noises when you move around? And when you do that, it actually makes you perform better. If you grunt while standing up, you'll get up faster. I don't know why. Maybe it's just life. Hi, buddy. You going down there, buddy? So, this is it. And this is the controller, which is not a whole lot special. The Sidus Link is it. This, I don't like these coatings. I don't like, because they don't stick to anything. No matter what you do, they're not going to stick. They're going to come off. As soon as they heat up, they're going to come off. This is a standard WS2811 RGB. This is a 150 pixel, 150, what is it, per foot? No, 150. There's 300s, 150. This is a 150. It is, it's literally a standard. I don't have another 2811 around here to plug it in, but it's using the same exact connector. If you've ever used the ribbon lights, you know. So it's good for people who want to have a set that's controlled by Sidus, which is okay. It's respectable. I can completely side with that. And I would use it back there, and I will probably install it on the tech set for the review, maybe even. The thing I don't like about it, you can't cut it. And again, they were very clear on this. This is not your typical one. So what I would say, all of us here most likely would probably not jump on this, but you might if you wanted the controller and the Sidus ability. Otherwise, you're probably going to buy one of the 2583 Ultra Mega controllers, the Arduinos, and you can run like 500 strands and map every single pixel. The other thing I didn't like, these are, the pixels are in groups of 3. So it's 3 LEDs per pixel. So you can never get less than that. This is weird. That's just my opinion. If you have any questions on it, we can fire it up. We can do whatever you would like. Yeah, I can talk about it now. But I don't think they jumped the shark. I think it's even. I do think it's tough even for Amaran, for the product placement. But Amaran does seem to be more in creators' hands than pro filmmakers, which is the aperture side. Okay, that's my hot take on it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Meanwhile, my Epic Dragon image from 10 years ago still destroys most new cameras. The shelf life of red is unreal. I completely agree. Dragon is still super pretty, super pretty. Love skin, love nature with Dragon. It's so good. LOL, exactly, Ali. Yep. Sidus Link is good. However, having the power, if you attach another light, is a huge issue. Yes. There are a few other things. It just seems cheap and not worthy of an Aperture brand, which, in fairness, it is the Amaran brand. It is not Aperture. And they've tried to differentiate that big time. the halving of the power, that is a problem with all 2811 lights, and you need to inject boosters in there. So keep that in mind. But most people are probably not going to run these strips at full anyway, because they're pretty bright. The other thing I don't like about LED strip lights is the number of steps of brightness. So it's an RGB, a pixel is all it is. There's a red, green, and blue LED in there. And the number of steps, I forget the number that of brightness that it does, but it's like 32. It's not 256, which would give you 16.7 million. It's like 32, which is not that many. So when it increments in color, like if you're doing a color fade, you can see the steps. Also, they will flicker if you don't have your shutter just right. Yeah, okay. Drew says, popular opinion. How excited will you be when Red loses their RAW patent in 2027? Would I be excited? I don't think so. I don't think anything's really going to change. My cameras will still work. And I mean, technically they don't lose it, but it would just mean that others could then use it, which, cool, fine. I mean, that's the world we live in. That's the patents, the way it works. So, I mean, it'll be fine. Will I be excited? I mean, it'll be fun to see other people use it, but I mean, Red's got what kind of a jump on it? 20-something years. The controller is giant. It's about the size of sorry. It's about the size of a typical if something has like Google or Alexa, it's going to be about that size. But this does have the music in there, which is interesting. But for creators, when are you going to be having music playing in the background that you want the lights to dance to? That's going to be picked up on your microphone that you're going to be broadcasting back out. Not too terribly often. The LED light strips make sense, to be honest. When Ted said they want to make aperture big, this seems like a step in that direction. Yeah, well, they're not. They were also very clear that it's not consumers that they're after. I think they're literally trying to niche right in there, or niche, whatever. I don't know. Whoever owns the language for niche or niche, that's what I'm missing. I will continue this thought while I go and fetch my lighter. I think they're trying to really focus on content creators, and I agree that is a exceptionally fair market for that product. And you know, they in their announcement video, they were quite clear on it. I'm going to put that out. They were saying this is for content creators, and they literally focused on content creators. How excited are you for Raptor Rhino 35? I'm actually pretty damn excited. I'm gonna use a cuss word in there. I'm gonna curse word. I'm gonna use a swear word. I like Raptor Super 35 is cool, and yeah, it's gonna be nice. What about Flickr, Jordan? Hey, Jordan. JTM. Does it respond well to different brightnesses? Again, all of these, every single strip light on the market, they do not have a very high refresh rate. Set your shutter at 1/60th and keep it there, and try not to fade because it's going to show up. It's standard. Yeah. Why would the red patent expire? Well, patents are good for 30 years, I think. I don't know. I'm not a patent attorney, but a patent is issued and released, and then I don't know if it's 30 years. It might be. It might not be. I don't know what it is. And then they expire. However, someone can I mean, I don't know, but I mean, you can improve it and repatent it and resecure it. But I don't know, I don't know the specifics on that and how it applies. But I mean, basically, any any over-the-counter medication is that way. So it's created, and then it's patented, and then when it runs out, they immediately change the formula to and add something else in so that they can repatent it. So I don't know, but I mean the original one would technically be out. So I don't know. I'm not a legal scholar, and I don't even claim to be one in any way. I'm sure it can be renewed, and there's enough brilliant minds of the team to put up another one. Or if you, I don't know. I honestly, my gut tells me that if it's not renewable, that they're probably not worried about it because Red has a pretty fantastic name and they have a pretty fantastic set of cameras, and they haven't been sleeping. Everything's been better, so yeah. I mean, all it's going to do is on other cameras, they're going to get to use less cards. That's really what it boils down to. Johnny says, "Are you having a better time with iPad OS?" Yes. So the 16.1.1, I think it is, that fixed a ton of problems. It fixed my Apple TV remote problem. It fixed the silly, like the screen would pop down. It was weird. I fixed that as well. So yeah, I'm gonna. Wow, it's weird. It's warm in here. I figured it's cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside. Yeah, I figured it'd be cooler in here. Greg says the Amaran LED strip is marketed towards TikTokers and smart homes. Yep, except why is nobody giving HomeKit any love? I love my HomeKit. I'm not putting Alexa and I'm not putting Google in here. I'm just not doing it. Pardon me while I get rid of this prop. It's really annoying and it needs to be disposed of properly. Let's see here. Last thought on the light. Your point about it flickering is exactly the reason Aperture should not have done this. They say it's for creators, but it's not. Too many camera issues. You know, as a professional, I completely agree with you. But when it comes to like TikTokers, they don't care. I have watched some of the most horrendous TikTok videos. I mean, quite honestly, when the I can't even joke well here. I'm trying to. Okay, here we go. Whatever that sound was. I mean, put up a $30 ring light on Amazon. Grab your lapel. How are you doing? My name is so-and-so, and I'm doing a TikTok video. They don't care. They obviously don't care if it flickers. They're holding a lapel mic. They are using a ring light from Amazon. Color balance? You know, they're using their camera. The camera is going to probably deflicker. You watch, the next iPhone will have Instagram or TikTok deflicker for those pesky lights. I see your comment, Ollie. I'll get to it. Creators who buy this will just be setting themselves up for frustration because they don't understand the issues, problems, solutions. Maybe. I mean, it's definitely not a DIY. So they literally created it. You buy the 15-foot version or 16.4 version, you plug it in, connect it to Sidus Link, and you do whatever you want. That's it. So there's no DIY to it, which for a lot of people is a struggle that they don't want to deal with DIY because it sucks sometimes. I mean, when I was playing a lot with the LED strip lights, trying to create, I wanted to create a an easy way to light up a green screen, a portable green screen, evenly. And so I was playing with some really high quality LED strips. And I may have gotten a little out of control with the voltage and the voltage controller. I was like, oh, it gets brighter. Oh, it gets brighter. No, it gets darker. Yeah. So DIY can be a pain in the rear. Johnny says, did you know that Facebook only lets gaming streams use 1080? Everyone else is stuck on 720? I mean, that makes sense. But Johnny, it's only going out of 720 anyway, because StreamYard costs $50 a month to do 1080. I don't have $50 a month. Not for that. So 720 it is. Ali says, God, you need to get on TikTok. Trust me. I'm on TikTok. I didn't say anything, but I'm on there. You can find me just by typing in me. Nobody watched. Well, actually, somebody did watch it. Somebody watched. I just put a couple of little shorts is all I'm putting out there. The little, like the one I'm doing right now. I'll probably put it out there for fun. Yeah, I don't know. If anybody's on Twitter live stream, message. Can you? I don't even know if you can. If not, then that's a poor implementation of live stream. I mean, I guess you just watch people. I don't know. If you can message, I'd like to see the message pop up, see what it looks like on the tweeters. But yeah, that's the tickety tockety. Ollie says, "Oh yeah, love the Dee Slade ad. Hilariously, honestly, I wanted the backstory of all the characters." Yeah, that's maybe. Wow. There we go. I try not to cough on Mike. He's a good boy laying down back there. You can't. Well, you can kind of see him. There he is. There he is, right there. Yeah, backstories. Yeah, so these kinds of words of encouragement, Ollie, those are the kinds of things that make me make more shorts, because I literally fight every day. Am I being dumb by doing this? And, are people thinking less? Blah blah blah. Is it too silly? My gut tells me no, but my brain talks me out of it every time. But I mean, my gut kind of won today. My gut won because I'm playing puppets. Got them puppets, and I definitely, Greg, love the "We're a cult" slogan. I definitely dig into that. Says just messaged on the Twitter live stream. No joy. Yeah, I don't see it. Did it say anything? Did it pop up or anything? I don't know why it wouldn't. I'm afraid to click on it. Love the Kessler roll. Watched it again today. Yes, that is Man with No Pants. I mean, it's like message was testing 1 2 3. Yeah, it didn't show up at all. I wonder if it's not connect. I mean, it's streaming over there. That's weird. Maybe I should go over to Twitter and see what it say. Huh. So I guess it just tweets. That's weird. I guess you can't interact with it. I have another music video that needs to be, the music is written. The words are half written. My voice, no matter how bad I try to make it, that sounded like my voice is good. No matter how bad I try to cover my voice, I cannot sound like Beastie Boys. But I have the full song written out, the entire thing, and it is it's I have the lenses. I got the two Rokinon fisheye lenses. It's going to be what song is it? Oh, I forget which one it is. It's the one they're on the rooftop. And they're like going right up against the fisheyes. That's what the video will be. I probably won't be doing it on the rooftop, but it's the the fisheye lenses. I'm just not sure how to effectively interact with all the cameras, with me and Creepy and Proper all doing the rap. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about the rap voice. That's number one. Let's see. Messaging was testing 1, 2, 3. Pretty sure you're responsible for that slate hitting number one on B&H. I don't know. Maybe. I'm definitely responsible for people asking, what's the clap? Kessler Roll Classic. Awesome. Twitter is streaming with considerable delay. Interesting. Mike. Hello, Mike. How are you? Nice photo. You are an astrophotographer, sir. Saw what I think are your TikTok vids pop up on Shorts. Those are the same. Knowing your regular vids and knowledge, I think you're having fun with it. Go with it. Thank you. Yeah, I put the short ones on TikTok. I don't remember. I'm a very privacy centric person. I'm not like maybe I am. I'm not what's the word? Like I don't put tape over my camera on every device. I don't take things apart to inspect for microphones. I'm not that out there, but I definitely do not allow like Google to have access to my microphone unless I'm in a chat that requires it, that kind of stuff. So I turn off all the privacy stuff. TikTok, in order to post something, you must give it access to your microphone and camera. And it's so annoying. So I open up TikTok, I enable the two, upload the video, disable the two, and away I go. The cowboy was having the time of his life. Yep. Have you considered autotune? Oh, yes. Yes, Gregory. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but autotune was heavily used on the Kessler Roll video. Heavily used because I can carry a tune, I just can't hold a tune. I can't keep the. I need vocal training is what I really need. I figured like 6 weeks of that, I'd be awesome. I'd be out there on America's Got Talent, World's Got Talent, all that stuff. No, I use it. I overused it actually on the Kessler, kind of on purpose. I like to hide it. I like to hide my voice in a lot of things. But I have also since learned Melodyne from Celemony, or Celemony. I don't know. Celemony, whatever it is. And Melodyne works so much better than autotune. So I could completely redo Kessler Roll. I'm not going to, but I could completely redo that and make my voice actually sound pretty good. I mean, when I was younger, I could sing. It was wild. Like I didn't have a range, but I could sing. Can't do it anymore. The 28, I mean, yeah. Have you tried the Canon 28-270 f2? I just rented one. I think it's the best non-cities. Yeah, I have very, very high regard for that lens, Johnny. They're very hard to get. I think they're still back ordered. They are very expensive, and they're very large. But wow, what an extremely competent lens. Really good. Yeah, they could totally turn that into a cine lens, a cine zoom. That would be incredible. That was the first lens I was playing with on the Raptor, and it was amazing. It was so snappy on the autofocus. I was like, holy hell! And I was sitting out on a back porch in LA, enjoying a prop with tons of friends around and playing with the Raptor at dark with like little lights. Kind of amazing. I don't think that's telescoping. I don't remember it being telescoping, is it? I don't think so. I just remember it's like really big. It's larger than most cameras. It's like the size of I think it's yeah. I mean it's bigger. No, it's about that size of a lens as the RX 45. I'm pretty sure it's not telescoping. I don't remember it telescoping. It's very different too. I don't have any Canons, and I can't use this one as um, oh, I have to tell you my story on that one too, or did I tell it already? Did I tell you about the construction site? I was going to be using that lens on the construction site for for testing to prove its value. But I was told absolutely no socials are posting on the construction site. So that review would come out in a year. So no, we're not doing that one. Yeah, it's normal Canon lens has a different kind of focus ring, like the rubber on it, and the 28 to 70 is much smoother. It's a different one. It reminds me of like the difference between like an Otis and the Zeiss right below it. Just the quality difference. Yeah. Johnny says, I don't remember it telescoping either. I'm pretty sure it's not. Hey, Daniel, how goes it? Hey, brother. Yeah, Daniel got, when does it come out, Daniel? He was showing the trailer today. It's a Scrooge type Christmas movie. It's was it even broadcasting anymore? I'm sure I am. There I am. Hey, there we go. A Christmas Karen, as it is, shot on Komodo. Looked really good. And you said you used ingenue lenses on there, Daniel, is that right? I mean, it looked really nice. The very first shot, the opening shot, I was like, well, this isn't that special. And then not knocking. I was just like, I mean, it doesn't look that, but I mean, you can't make that kind of opening shot much better because you got to keep it all in focus there. But then it started looking great. It was really funny, and I was like, oh, what kind of movie is this going to be? And then I figured out the Scrooge part pretty quick. I was like, okay, and then it started getting funnier, and I can't get enough of it's Scrooge, right? The three ghosts that you get visited. I can't get enough of those because you can always rewrite it like 70 different ways, and it never is the same movie. It's like Bill Murray's Scrooged is still hilarious because of the three ghosts they gave it comedy, and I'm pretty sure, Daniel, you had that as well, or there was in there. I don't know who was the director and writer on that one. It looks pretty good. Your Christmas Karen. When does it come out? Let me know. It's out today. Oh, cool. Where's it out on? Because I may try to watch it. That'll be fun. The RF 15 to 35 really confused me because it telescopes out when you're at 15, and then I mean, you have to do that actually, Johnny. It's weird to make it. And if you notice, a lot of really wide lenses that are fast are really huge elements. I mean, like really big. It's pretty wild. And so there's a lot of Christmas Karen. Yep, it's out today. Ingenue Optimo style. Nice. It's on demand on Amazon, Apple TV, and else. Nice, nice. Oh no, I have talked too much. Go figure. Um, I must completely reignite this prop. There we go. All better. All better. Justin says, laughing, I just read that Avid slashed the price of Ultimate Pro Tools from $999 per year to $599 per year. They're not going to. I don't know what we have to do, folks. It's a tough one. How do we get back to where we were with software? It just it grinds my gears. It it I don't know. There's got to be a film term. It makes my focus motor jump off my focus ring. The rental of software, and with what app with Adobe and Pantone, what they did, whatever whoever's fault that is, I don't care because it's just like it's like Disney going up against DirecTV or Time Warner, the cable company, and saying, "Oh, we want more money," and they're like, "No, we want less money," and then they blame each other. It's probably the exact same thing with Adobe and it's Pantone, right? Yeah, Pantone. But we all get screwed on that. That's not good. And they automatically updated everyone's software so that you no longer have it. That irks me. That means that something that you did have, you don't have. Yeah, we've got to come up with something. We've got to get these companies back to the table. And maybe it takes whatchamacallit, not that one. What is it? What is it? What is it? Whatchamacallit, photo. Affinity. Affinity's doing really good things. And maybe that takes it there. But if Affinity goes to a rental, Scotty going to be upset. I like Affinity Photo. They do really good things. Drove me nuts. Ollie, we do not concentrate on the English language around here. I mean, I realize that you're more English than I am, but I fail at it miserably, so you don't have to. Prop looks more like a practical. No, we need to call it a prop. Any other thing would just be bad. Just watching your LS60X review. Oh, very cool, Camille. That is right there. That is my fill light right here. You can see it's got the, what is it, like a 14 by 14 little softbox? I really like that. But it has a nice fill in here, and I do like it. And then the 60D, it goes out all over the place with me, and I usually use that with the mini spotlight zoom to throw up any kind of texture on the back wall, just light. And hello, Netherlands. How are you, Camille? Laughing Gregory, yep. Daniel just wrapped another feature in Vancouver, the Valiant one, shot with Monstros as V-Raptors were hard to find. Atlas Orions were the lenses. Nice. That's cool. Look forward to that one. Anytime you need help on set, bud, just give me a buzz. I'll figure out a way to get there and help out. Johnny says, would love to hear your thoughts on virtual production. Yes. So I will be, I don't know, we don't have the date yet. We've got to weave around some of his major projects. But Co-Production House in Austin has a full virtual set with a Sisu robot, and theirs is a 12 by 50 foot virtual wall. It's a big wall, and it's L-shaped, I think. which is wild, but he says you can't tell. But we're going to do multiple videos. I'll do a video there, kind of talking about virtual production, so more of a formalized video. But we're going to do a live stream from there as well. And I was just working on a project with him this week, and we were ironing that out. So virtual production, more opinions coming soon. More opinions coming soon. Gregory says, well, my Side Effects Houdini Master license used to cost $12,000. It only covered one major release. You get 3 to 4 annual upgrade. Yeah. Well, I mean, that was standard. Standard was you bought the software. A support agreement was 22% because they knew you were going to say, we want to pay 18%. And then, well, why don't we just meet in the middle at 20, which is the number that they wanted to be. Oh, man, all my years in IT, all the amount of money and support I paid over the years. But you always had the option to not pay it. And we did that once. We went a whole year without paying it. And they wanted to pay makeup on that. The second year after, they're like, well, we need to make up for the last. And we're like, no. We ended up winning. Let's not go down national stereo. Okay. Fair enough. It already is messy because there really aren't any national stereotypes anymore. The world is a giant hodgepodge of everyone. Andreas, hey, how are you? Cinema lenses or a new cinema body? That's the question in terms of investment and ROI. So lenses are kind of timeless. They're kind of forever. So that's always a good investment. However, a camera body can be if it is the weakest link and you need what the new camera body can do. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a big advocate of, so here, I swapped out my legs on this table. They're narrower. I don't advocate the latest and greatest, although we all get caught in that trap and we all enjoy it. But you don't have to have it. Like Ollie and I say, we both have Dragons and we're still shooting a 10-year-old technically camera, and it still makes an incredible image today that is really hard to beat. I mean, it's beat, but it's hard. But if you're shooting on, say, something that is old in 1080 and it doesn't quite have the dynamic range that you need to tell your story, then maybe the camera is, a good investment. But probably more to the point would be which lenses and which camera. And secondary to that would be what lenses do you have already and what camera do you have? And that would be better because you can't just make a snap decision. But in the grand scheme of things, it's probably a 70-30, 80-20 that lenses are a better ROI. As long as they are lenses that people like. So there's lenses, there's budget lenses out there that, I mean, there's no such thing as a bad lens. Mark Toyo said that. It's just like ROI. A budget lens is something that maybe a lot of people might have, so you're probably not going to rent or get your money back on that. But good quality sets of lenses, I mean, yeah, you can get lots of money on that. Right. The VFX. I am not a VFX artist. I can tell you right now, I'm in there struggling. Right now, I'm pushing the limits of what I know in Resolve to do this little puppet thing because tracking is a pain in the butt. And I'm not quite there yet in Fusion because 2 green screen puppets, moving up. It's tough. Hey, can we talk for a moment about how much I dislike vertical video? Man, I mean, this short that I'm doing, it screams for widescreen. It really screams for widescreen, and I can't shoot it, but vertical, which means you lose a lot of the impact. And I've had to play with it. Anyway. It's not that big of a video. Don't get me wrong. It's just I like to push the limits, literally. Aperture spotlight mini zoom on the LS60 an option. Yes, the mini zoom is designed for the LS60X and the 60D. I have one over here. I'm happy to grab it. Let me. I got it. All right. Let me see where it is. It's up top. Is it? No, it's in the case. Which which one's it gonna be? Every time I come back from a shoot, it rhymed. Ooh, don't put that there. So there. This is gotta be it, right? This has gotta be it. It's old, and it's very heavy. So let's see if I'm right. I'm gonna go over here and open it up. I mean, how many other live streams do people just disappear on? It's got to be in the tens, maybe 3 or 4. Yep, there we go. Okay, so there we go. Mini zoom. Boop-a-doo. It's heavy. It's very heavy, and it only works. So the thing to understand about the light storms is oh, it's heavy. Okay, the thing to understand about the light storms, the LS60s, is that they have a projector element in there, which because they're zoomable off on the back, and so this is designed specifically for it and won't work on really anything else because it has. Okay, this has got the iris. Open, because it has the. You can kind of see. Wow. So you can. Ooh, hey, hi, how are you? It is literally a lens. And it's designed to focus around the LS60. So if you're investing in this, which it is not inexpensive, but it is very capable. If you're investing in this, it's only going to work on the 60, the Lightstorm 60s. But it's very cool. It's very lightweight. It is a zoom, which is literally like an optical zoom. There is I don't think it comes with the iris, but the iris is quite nice. Just I was like, oh, I can't see anymore. Quite nice. It drops right in. It comes with a bunch of gobos that I have promptly lost. We seriously cannot find them, and it's very upsetting. No, wait. Did I? Yeah. Yep. I've lost them all. I've lost both the big ellipsoidal and this one, and I have no idea where they would be. They would only be out here in the studio. But you hang this on the light stand, and then the light comes off the back. But it's really, really, really powerful. But the negative, understand that, is the 60s are limited. So if you're going to use that, then you definitely will want to have a 60D because it is twice as bright as the 60X because it's all the LEDs are focused towards daylight. So, I mean, honestly, if you're going to get a 60X and you're buying a mini zoom, you're going to end up with a 60D. So just keep that in mind. But very, very cool. But only 60 watts of output. So definitely keep that in mind. instead of the 60D. Yep. Okay. Red trousers. Yeah. Santa Claus. I know. Yeah. I am. I. These are actually better than the Santa suit that I have, which there's going to be some Santa stuff coming too with puppets. Ollie says, so Artemis 1 coverage was kind of, yes, it was, Ollie. I was, I was like, that's it? I'm really excited to see some of the footage that was captured. I don't know what it's for. I know Adrian, I don't know if he was out there this time, but he was out there the first time. He was doing a 360, I think. And then, what's his name? The ASC guy. He also looks like Santa Claus. He was out there every time trying to get it. I just was really disappointed with their lack of on-rocket coverage. They have you seen the diagram of all the cameras on there? I mean, there's like 65 cameras on just the Artemis 1. And all we get is like 5 frames a second. It's weird. Yeah, it was a little disappointing. But I did watch it. I was stayed up the entire time and watched it. It was cool. I was afraid it wasn't going to go off. I thought they were going to last minute cancel it, but that sucker took off. And it also was sad that it was a night shot because they had nothing. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't see anything but a big bright fireball. I'm about to launch a large camera lens rental company here in the UK. I've gone through all the business planning side, but would love to hear any thoughts from you and everyone in the comments. The only thing that is that's above my pay grade, but I mean I deal with rental companies a lot. And I would say determine your market and cater to that market. Don't buy the things you think are cool. Buy what they think are cool, whoever that market is. That way you can at least get some return relatively quickly. And everybody else should be able to chime in on their thoughts on that as well. And Camille, thank you very much for, I love the way you spell it. Perfect. Don't get me started on 9x16. I know. Oh, I know. Elon, he tweeted out, he says, what should Twitter do next? And I said, he's never going to see my tweet, but it's funny because I was like, maybe one day he'll see my tweet. And then I looked, I got notified that he posted something and I clicked on it within like 1 second. And there was already 630 replies. And that's the moment I was like, he's never going to see mine. But I said, I would like horizontal Twitter followed by horizontal video. And then once you get those two, then you can do auto rotation for SpaceX launches. That way you can go vertical on it. Yeah, 9x16. My wife makes a ton of money on Instagram, and I am forced to shoot everything vertical for her. Ooh, I was doing it earlier, and it just sucks. My puppet video, literally, because of what I'm having to put in there, it's not 9x16. It's probably 6x5. I couldn't do it because I couldn't get 2 puppets in there, and I need 2 puppets. It literally is the purpose. But sometimes I get to convince her to do a 1x1 or rarely a 16x9, but I'm practically glowing. Oh, I understand. I do understand. Who is messaging me? What? Okay. Johnny says, what type of content do you guys make, Gregory? I found Instagram a tough nut to crack. That is correct. Yeah, Greg, what do you do? What distance do you need for a good gobo effect? That's a good question. What is the close focus on that? Well, okay, so I'm trying to remember, Camille, did I have the mini zoom on the LS60 X and D review, or was it separate? It's the one where I did the little skit with Creepy and representing. That was as wide as I could get it. I don't know what the degree is. 15 to 30, I think, is the degree on that. And I mean, it's tough. It's you as it's a distance. I trying to remember the calculation there to there. So on my raw cuts video, I had I think a window in the background. I think is what I was using something, and it was literally 20 feet away to get it about 6 feet. So it's a push. It's more spotlight than anything. So it's definitely narrow. I think it's 15 to 30. Let me look. I think it says. 15 to 30. It does say right there. Technology, 15 to 30. So it's very spotty. So definitely you're not going to get, like I have the 26 of the 26 degree on the ellipsoidal, the large size one, and I wish I'd have gotten the 36. I did the 36, I think it is. I did the 26 because the 36 has a little bit of fringing. It's hard to get a super, super sharp focus on it. This, you can get a super sharp focus on it. But yeah, so I got the 26, but I wish I'd have gotten the 36. Speaking of the LS Spotlight adapter, I'm really curious about the Fresnel on the DS Apollo 1. Thoughts on the new DS delay notwithstanding? Don't have any thoughts publicly at this particular moment. Ollie says NASA had 50 years. I know. I was really disappointed in it. I really was. I felt like we could have done so much better. And it was funny too because they had I watched it. I couldn't watch Everyday Astronaut and I couldn't watch the NASA SpaceX. Those guys, they just talk too much. So I was watching the NASA channel, which was really weird. But they had, I guess the co-host was a lady that was on the space station, and the question was, will we get to have really good camera footage from it? And she said, oh, I believe so. We had really good cameras on the space station, and I would expect them here. And that got me excited. I thought, they have Reds on the space station, and they use them all the time. It's hilarious. It's also fun. Every time I see one, I'm like, so I thought maybe we were going to have something similar on Artemis. No, not at all. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Camille, perfect. Yes. Yeah, you won't. Yeah, it's absolutely perfect for sit-down interviews, and that is literally what I use it for. Most of the time, it is. I sometimes will or won't use the little tiny reflector, and it's got a little tiny reflector on it. But it's lightweight, so you can literally stick it on the end of a C-stand. You shouldn't, but you could stick it on the end of a C-stand boom arm, get it up overhead, and then hitting just the back of their head. Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, I'm running it probably in the 20% range. So yeah, it's got plenty of punch for that. So yeah, it'll be totally fine. Greg says, Johnny, Instagram is very complicated, 3 years in it, and I've yet to understand a thing about it. The wife knows the details. I just nod and agree. I like going about 15 to 20 feet. Hey, Brandon, with the spotlight. Yeah, it really is small. And I feel like the kitchen one, aperture. That was yeah. Let me pull it up here. I can pull it up. Let's see, Balcom aperture spotlight mini zoom. Yep. There he is. Yep. So I did all three of them. Okay, so, oh, wait, I don't have the adapter. I can't bring it up. Wife is using the adapter. Well, I could show it on the screen. There we go. Okay. That's the best I can do. Full screen. So you can see that part right there. That was, the mini zoom was sitting on the other side of the table. That would have been about 12 to 13 feet away. And that filled up a 30-inch cabinet. So that should give kind of an idea of its throw. It's very, very spotlighty. Man, this is a cheap prop. I'm just telling you. I did not realize what it was when I picked it up, and I knew it was going to be problems. Trouble since the moment I met you. I knew you were going to be trouble. See? Look at you. Sitting there just burning my life away. Sending me to ash. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. This is the horrible flavor of a... Yeah. Gosh, she's a beauty fashion influencer for some big brands. We end up shooting stuff on iPhone. Ha! Rare occasion I get to shoot Komodo. That's fun. That's got to be fun having a creative family there, Greg. I try to get my wife to get on there. She doesn't want to be on camera. I mean, you should see, like, when she comes in here, she might be listening. When she comes in here when she gets home, I have to coax her to come get over here just to say hi. She just doesn't. It's not a thing. If you had to shoot with a modern mirrorless, which would it be and why? And if you say A7S III, then pick something else just for fun. That's rude. I don't want to play your game, Johnny. I could say the FX6. Yeah, it's a mirror. If I could only have one modern mirrorless. I don't know. That's a tough one because I have not shot with the Canon the 3, the good one, the one Jared and everybody else likes. I've not shot with that one, and apparently that one's got some really good dynamic range. The A1 would be interesting. The A7 V, I'm not quite sure I'd be too terribly interested in. We'll see. Because it's using the same sensor as the A7 R4, and it did not have great dynamic range. The C70 would be a tough one. I don't like it, but it does have the dynamic range. But, I mean, you weren't really too specific. So, modern mirrorless, Komodo. Definitely Komodo. I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, it's a mirrorless. Now, if you're gonna take away the Komodo or a Red, then yeah, I would probably be looking at the A1. I don't think I would do the R5C. I don't think I would. But the other Canon, whichever one it is, R3. Thank you. Oh, there's Jared. That one would probably toot the fancy just because of the dynamic range. And I'm a sucker for dynamic range. I got to tell you, man, when I experienced dynamic range for the first time personally, not watching it but exposing it, I was just dumbfounded. And now my entire life is consumed around how can I squeeze so much dynamic range into a shot. I love being able to pull anything out later that I want. And fortunately, I mean, fortunately, there's a lot of cameras that are finally catching up. That I mean, 15 stops is a really cool amount of dynamic range. 16, 17, 18, that's even better. But with 15 stops, I think you start to get that giggle that dynamic range would do. But I didn't pick one, Johnny, unless you say I can't have Komodo. The Komodo is going to be first because it will do everything that I need it to do, and it has the dynamic range, and it shoots raw compressed. FX3, Camille. I think you're pushing the limits of the A7S3. He said pick something different. Another review video coming shortly. No, it's not. Well, really? Huh. Okay. Oh, there it is. I was like, it's around here. FX30 review coming very shortly. Interesting little camera. Not quite what I hoped, but not bad. Greg says you can strap an iPhone with a cam tracker AR, yeah, and export FBX with the tracked camera movement for Fusion and Resolve. That should help considerably with the camera. No, so my problem was I needed the opposite. So I was using a still as a background, and because of the still is actually widescreen, I needed it to be, but compressing it down vertically, it was, yeah. Ollie says R5C all the way, best of photo and video. R5C, there's 2 votes for R5C. Okay. Started to lose here. Doesn't the V-Raptor count as a mirrorless? Yes, Greg, I think it does. R3, yes, that is the one there. They're all focused on money, not gear. Yeah, I lean towards the R3 as well for DR and battery life. I mean, if I'm doing one, then I'm not focusing so much on expanding my abilities. I'm focusing on getting the absolute best ability for what I would be using, which would be 4K in most instances. So I wouldn't mind a 6K camera at that point, because yeah, you're going to get a lot of ability to punch in if you need. You can oversample it. I mean, all kinds of stuff. FX3 Mark II. I can't talk about that. R3 has 24 megapixels versus 45 on the R5. It's true. I need the megapixels for photography. I'm there with you. I like my 8K resolution time lapses, but if I'm honest, my photography tends to fade away more towards film. I love shooting motion. I love motion nowadays, which is sad for me to say. Because I did start off with photography, and I love photography. I just find myself not shooting it that much. FX Mark III, Mark II. I think Canon should make the R1 have an adjustable megapixel for sport or portrait. Interesting. Message me when you need some help with Fusion VFX. Oh, I might. You don't know what you're signing up for there, buddy. I usually try to hit the interwebs, the YouTubes, and learn. I mean that's how we all do it. And what I was doing, no one had a video for, and I really needed to just kind of bounce the concept off and see, am I doing it wrong? Susan says, Jared Land, Red 360? Well, I mean, there's been a lot of Red 360s. There's a Komodo 360 out right now. Well, it's a rig with a bunch of Komodos on it. Mutiny built the interface for all of those cameras. Let's see, Ollie R1. Yep. Looking forward to it. Yeah, 360 exists. Like the answer there. Who remembers 3D? Boy, that just disappeared, didn't it? It's just, one day it's all going to happen, but it'll all be holograms, won't it? And how will we film for holograms? That will be interesting because you're literally everything filming for a hologram is going to have to be depth mapped. And then you'll have to choose, where to cut it off because how else are you going to get it to, I don't know how you would do a cinema experience with holograms with the exception of like a stage performance with holograms. I was a VFX instructor for the better part of a decade, so I don't mind helping out a friend. Well, that's kind of cool there. Woo. He's like, what? Facebook manifold. We make that camera. Interesting. Huh. Oh. Let's see, what was I going to talk about today? Oh, is it if anybody has an old Ari hat, I'm in need like a baseball cap, just something old, just needs to say Ari. I could go out and buy one. I just trying to be cheaper, just pay someone some shipping, but he doesn't work well on green screen. I grabbed him today and I was like, no. So then I was like, oh, well, I could do him on blue screen. No. Kind of close. It's weird though. This guy is not green. Is he green on the live stream? Because on this monitor, he's green as heck. He's blue over here. Okay, yeah, they're kind of close. Kind of close. Kind of close. Let's see here. Dork says, love my red helium. Helium is a fun camera. It's not my favorite sensor, but it can do quite a bit. It's I mean, it's 8K. Can shoot 8K 60 frames a second. It's got more guts than the Dragon does, except the Dragon 8K. I never latched on to helium, and it might just be that when helium came out, I was like deeply infatuated with Dragon, and maybe I just didn't see it otherwise. But yeah, it's everyone's got their favorite looks, but I mean helium's got a nice look. Chromat, ooh, chromat. One is Balkan blue, the other one is turquoise. It's this monitor. This monitor is older than dirt, but I like it. I can't get rid of it. It's an old LG. It's one of the first wide ultra wides, and I bought it. It's a Thunderbolt monitor. I bought it back in 2013 when I got the trash can. 2014, early 2014. So it's like it's not a high resolution, but I really like it. It's really bright, but it's really green, and I don't know why, because the production monitors look better. Ollie says, same. Stuck with Dragon. Yep. I probably need to calibrate. I was never doing color on here. This is literally for live streaming, Dragon Frame, and testing out like Kessler software. Not a whole lot of stuff gets done on this, or this. It's the little guy right there. Yeah, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, Camille, look at you coming in from the outside. I see 17 people watching, but only 6 likes. Smash that like button. You're my friend out there in the Neverlands. I like you. Let's see. We have some great Helium Raptor Super 35 side-by-sides coming soon. It's very interesting. Okay. You have my attention. Come on. This thing is total garbage. Why do I suffer through it? It's horrible. Told the wife I need to go visit the prop store to freshen up because I have some nice ones in the prop storage device, the humidity controlled prop storage device, but that's horrible. I don't want to consume those props, except at special times. So I need to get some everyday props. If you ever need someone to come out there, Jared, and do some fun side-by-side shooting or just help out, let me know. I can drive out there. I know where it is. It'd be fun to shoot with your team. It'd be fun. Let's see. Jared, shoot me a Raptor Rhino. We can make that Polaris road trip across Scotland. It's funny. Can't wait. Yep. Can't wait to see the evolution. Kind of shocked you, huh? Interesting. Well, but you can't tease it anymore because which way did it shock you? Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, it's so the helium is a little bit larger of a sensor, and helium. I think what it was with helium. And I've had people agree with me, and I've had people tell me I'm wrong, but helium to me did not have the highlights that like Dragon did, and Gemini, and or Gemini, as they say for all mankind, and like Monstro. It's like it felt like it had a lot more in the low end than it did in the high end. I don't know. I really love all the highlight. I love shooting clouds and pulling out every detail out of a cloud. It's just are you going to keep the FX30? Camille, it's a good question. And I mean, I'm literally right now writing the script for it. And like, here it is. I can go either way. It doesn't solve all of my problems, and it doesn't exactly replace a camera. It doesn't measure up to my higher end cameras as expected, and it doesn't do anything remarkable except one thing. It makes a pretty great image for an incredibly inexpensive price. That's my summary paragraph right there. I usually tend to write the intro, then the summary, and fill it in with my thoughts. But it does make a nice image. It is an incredibly affordable camera at $1,800, $1,899. I mean, that is really, really hard to $1,800? I think that's really hard to touch. But I was also hoping it had some more photographic abilities that it doesn't have. It does not have an electronic, or it doesn't have a shutter, which is not always good. Come to Big Sur and bring your raccoons. I don't know. I would never be able to get into California with raccoons. They'd stop me at the border and go, oh no, we can't have those here. Ooh, raccoons are, they're They're viscous, vis- vicious. Um, Not just highlights, but color. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, okay. I think I feel you there. Yeah, everyone wants to do everyone wants your background. You literally just need to shoot that background on Sunset and then sell it. License it to Google for like a Google Meet backdrop. I still get comments. It's hilarious how many people are like, "Yeah, that doesn't suck." That was awesome. Oh, also, that's what I was going to talk to everybody about. Portable portable power for lights. I'm going to be building up a capable solar. I hate to use the word solar generator. It's the only way you can explain it to people. But a battery bank specifically to power lights. And I'm not building it like my brand. I'm working with Signature Solar, who's a great place to get solar parts if you're interested in solar. Because I could talk for hours about solar now. I'm totally nerded out, and this whole studio is getting converted to solar right now. The whole editing suite, well, the whole editing system and lights are all running on solar and have been for a month. And then in about a month or so, the entire editing, including heating and cooling, will be solar. And then maybe in about 6 months, this entire studio will be on solar only. But I want to, so basically I want to replace the Honda 3000s and the Honda 6500s that everybody has, the putt-putt generators on their 1-ton and 2-ton trucks, with a capable solar generator solution, a battery bank that you could charge up ahead of time and run it, and then be able to recharge, quickly. And it can be done now. It can be done, and no one's quite doing it. They all try the EcoFlows, and the EcoFlow Deltas are like, they're close to $3,000, and with this solution, you can do 6,500 watts of solar, or of electricity, of dual phase, so 220 volt, 6,500 watts, and you'll have more than twice the runtime of the EcoFlow Delta, like a lot more. I mean, depending on what you're running, but I mean it's pretty cool. Yeah. Camille, it is good. I do evacuate it out here. I don't like, especially like these cheaper props. They tend to have a not nice smell. Hand rolls always seem to have a better smell. But so I always evacuate the air. It's got filters and everything, and I eject it out. So it's in here nicely, but it's not heavy. If I turned it off, it would be, and it would look pretty cool in here. But my backlight up here, which is soft, you can see it kind of glowing like above a little bit. When there's haze, I mean, it's really bad. And I do that because I don't want I don't want a shadow on my desk. But yeah, I do enjoy that. Tangents. It's all about tangents. Since Jared is Kemalatin? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I would love to. Since Jared is here, when will we get the new EVF and E&D? So he talked about that in great detail on last week's live stream. I highly encourage you, because the man is just enjoying being in the crowd at the moment. But he was on for 2.5 hours last week, and he answered that in detail, including a whole lot of other things about it. So I encourage you to watch last week's live stream for those answers, because I get it that it's hard to watch things, but it's hard to watch long live streams. But that live stream, it's just packed full of goodness, especially the very end when Jared's dogs ran down the hill. I just can't wait for the new EVF. I agree with you. I understand. Ollie, last week's stream was a great one. It was indeed. It was one of my favorites. It was one of my it was one of my super jealous favorites too, because literally the entire time we're staring at Jared's background, and we're just like, I mean, virtual production with Unreal 5 can't look like that yet. Let's give Jared a virtual crowd surf for last week's live stream. Yeah. No, it's not hard to watch long live streams. Camille, did you watch the one with Charles Pappert, the last one, where we went 8 hours? I went back and I was watching a little bit of it towards the end. I was just wondering, had we consumed too many adult beverages? And I think the answer was we were getting close, because we were getting weird, but it was fun. It's fun. Joe Rogan for camera nerds. That's awesome. Yeah, Scott, you need to go down to stage 4 and give us a tour of the VR Big Sur. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all fake. Yep. I would love to give a tour, but I don't. Jared would have to clean. He would have to clean so much in his office to give a tour, and I don't think he would. I mean, it's wild. I loved his office. I crack up because mine is not. It's not near as big. It doesn't have near as much stuff, but it's the same way. You literally have to step over things to get things. You should have seen me today. I was weighing, because I'm not done with this set over here, which means stuff's in the way, and I have Frankenrig built up, and I was weighing. Okay, I need to get a clean green screen, and I need to get nice even fill on it. What is the easiest lights I can get to give it? I succeeded. I did the Nova 600, and I did a 600X with a big softbox, and just enough to get it nice and light. It was a portable green screen, so it's fine. I want to see the concrete seams from the Hateful Eight shoot. Yeah, which set was that? Which stage was that one in? Was that I feel like, was that the one, Jared, that was where you had the last City Gear party where the bar was all set up and everything? Is that the stage? I feel like that was the stage for it, right? Maybe. Hold on. Well, that's. I mean, I only don't wear pants for music videos, but I'm wearing pants. These are warm-ups, and I stand up all the time. You want me to do a little turn? Do a little turn on the catwalk, on the catwalk. There you go, warm-ups. Why not? Because it's cold outside, baby. It's cold outside. Dork, look at, oh yeah, EG. Yes, server racks. Hands down for our system. Yes. So do you what do you use with them, Dork? EG4, yeah, I've got, I'm running the EG4 3000 inverter right now, and then the EG4 Life Powers for batteries. Oh man, talk about easy. And I'm using the Blue Sun bifacials. Oh God, they're amazing. Stage 1, okay. No, City Gear was 5, okay. Oh, stage 1, is that the one in the guard shack just to the left? Was that stage 1? I guess maybe, or maybe I've never been in it. I don't know. City Gear was 5. Oh, red. Yeah, well, Santa. I mean, Santa. Honestly, my big problem with warm ups is no one really makes long warm ups. So these are relatively long. You can see my legs sticking out there. It's hard for me to find warm ups that 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 fit. I mean, I can get the waist all day long, but when they think you're tall, they also think you're really wide. And I'm not narrow by any stake of the imagination, but yeah, I don't even know how I don't even know how Jared finds pants because he's a lot taller than I am. EG 6500 drove me nuts when they first came out, but they fixed. Yeah, they did. I I've got my eyeballs on the dual phase one, for the next leg. Well, the next big adventure of it, because I could keep buying the 3000s, but at some point you start to run into the the standby power, and you're sitting there just blowing through watts all day long, right, buddy? Look at my puppy. He's just so happy. Hey, buddy. He's like, it's about that time for mom to come home. No, not yet. Not yet. He's look at that. Look at that puppy. He's a good boy. You say hi, buddy. Say hi. Say hi. Right there. Nope. He's like, oh. He shut the stream down. There we go. There we go. Oh, no. So you're Rex. I'm still here. I'm still there. I am. There I am. There we go. No, Rex didn't do it. This is probably Starlink. So production bus. So interesting. Yeah. So I mean, right now I use my van to power all my lights. Like I was on a shoot last week, and I just use the van for everything, and I do like that. I'd love to hear more about your setup there. Camille, you were going to raffle off your red No, no, I'm not. I'm not. I will raffle off a picture of it. It was funny too because I was with Justin Kirchhoff. He runs Co-Production House this week, and we were going to get a picture. We were dueling Komodos on set there, and he wanted to get a picture of his stormtrooper and the blue here, and we we ran out of time. That day was so off. It was so up and down, up and down. It was wild. But Komodo rocking away, rocking away. My EG4s take almost 400 watts and just standby. Yeah, and I've noticed like my 3000. It's supposed to be. I think Will said it was like 80 or 75. What I notice is, so there's solar coming in, there's load, and then there's what's going to the battery. And what I've calculated is solar coming in minus the load, and then minus what goes to the actual battery, I end up with actually 130 watts going to the inversion process, or the inverter, what it's running, which is not awesome because that's a lot of power. It is, which reminds me, I need to turn off. I've been, the other cool thing about going solar is it teaches you to be a better steward of your power. I'll turn off. There we go. Yeah, let's see what I'm doing right now. Solar. I am obviously, because it's dark, I'm bringing in 0 watts of solar. Well, I mean, so my load is 217 watts at the moment, and I'm pulling 292 from the battery, so that's about 70. but I love it. I love it. It's it's so exciting. I set up Solar Assistant, which is I use a little Raspberry Pi, so I can just sit there and monitor. Can't see that, but if you could, you would see that it has all the solar specs. And I gave Cynthia a login so she could see it, and she monitors it like every time she's on break. She's watching because she's enjoying. You know, we're making electricity. It's I mean, I've always used it in vans, but never really larger scale at the house, and it's fun. It's addictive. Like I'll be sitting there editing away, and then she'll go, "Oh, it looks like the sun's out," and I'll look over, and yep. My camera for the live stream teams is Sony A6400. What to upgrade? Wanting for the FX3 Mark II, hopefully in next year. I would suspect that you will see a new Sony FX. Well, I I have to wonder. I think you'll see an A7S4, and then a couple of months later you'll see an FX3 Mark II. Because I think right now it was kind of like Komodo. For the longest time you couldn't get an FX3, and now I think they're finally in stock. I mean, it's not quite the record of Komodo, which was like 2.5 years, 2 years, two plus years. The I mean, FX3. Well, we don't know what the FX3 Mark II will be, and it's a tough one for them too because they're using that sensor to get the really low light, and they're going to lose that if they go up in resolution. So what do they do? It'd be tough. Do you like Sony, Camille? Are you invested in Sony? I mean, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad one. It wouldn't be a bad choice. Waiting to see what it's going to be would be good. But have you live streamed with a Komodo? It does take SDI though. You have to get a little converter. These work really well, by the way. These cheap ones from Amazon. They I use them after my monitor, just in case. Let's see. Jared says they have the new split phase EG4 coming, which looks yeah. That's what I was talking about doing for the little generators. Well, so I want to build them up and run them in the real world and do a here's how to make it because it's not that hard. And then I think we might actually see one. It could be. So yeah, the split phase is pretty cool, but the split phase, it is 130 watts idle on that one because it is basically two inverters in there, that's a lot. It's two 3000s, I think. But the other cool thing about the 6500, is it EX? I think is the split phase one. It can do 8,000 watts of solar. And I think the regular 6500 is 7,000. So I mean, it's got a bunch in there. Anthony, love your Canon XL1 on the back shelf there. Brings back some exciting memories. Yes, that's cool. You can see that even at 720p resolution. It is it is definitely a memory maker. And it's always stuck to the thing. Oh yeah, look at that bad boy. He's so pretty. I love my XL1. It actually works too. It's I don't use it much though. I should live stream from it. God, that would be difficult, wouldn't it? Mini DV live stream. Huh. Let's think on that. I think I could do it. I have an old Mac Mini around here with a FireWire on it. I could do that. Only A6400. Gotcha. What do you think the specs are going to? My gut tells me that it's going to need to be greater than 4K, just because. But my gut also tells me that it's probably not going to be 8K. I think they're going to try to squeeze the low light ability out of maybe a 6K sensor. I don't know. That's what my gut tells me. It's probably going to have all the bells and whistles that the A7R5 has with the new autofocus, which is cool. But I feel like the sensor that they use in the FX3 and the FX6 need to be a low light camera because, I mean, that is the versatility of that camera, which is this one right here. This one right here. Whoop. Ding. Because the low light, I mean, it's just incredible. The being able to shoot so low. And see, now we're rocking again on these live. See, I guess it was all Facebook, not streaming at the same time. It was causing the low. We got lots of people in here. We got people on Facebook, and there's even a person on Twitter. But you can't interact on Twitter. That kind of stinks. I have to look into that. They're still ragging on me from last night. It's funny. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would also not be surprised, Camille, if they did the FX6 Mark II and the A7S4 at the same time, but they gave the FX6 more ability. So I don't know. It'd be tough. It would be hard to market an A7S4 that was still 4K. I feel like that's run its course. Soderbergh shot full frontal on that camera. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff that was shot on lower cameras, and they work. I mean, you get lost in a story, which is exactly what you should be doing, then who cares, you know? Did I ever get my internet going like I want? Yes, I have Starlink now. So it's, I mean, first we have dipped a couple of times here, but it always comes back, which is a huge difference from before. The only thing I don't particularly like about the Starlink is I am not getting the upload that everyone says that they get. I don't know if they actually get it, but I get somewhere around 4 megabits upload, which is not great, this is it. But as fast as my other internet was upload, I still had single stream ability of about 2 meg. So I could upload 7 things at the same time and it would go pretty fast, but it was pretty bad. And I mean, like my YouTube uploads, they take like an hour and a half to upload now versus, I mean, sometimes it was 18 hours on the other. I'm going to have to make me another beverage. I just saw the Canon S5 shot on, or Crown, I'm sorry, Canon, I was like, Crown S5 shot on Venice. Horrible image in my opinion. Venice is okay. Venice can do some really nice images, but it's a noisy camera. It also weighs a ton. It is a big chunkin' son of a gun. But it does. I mean, Top Gun looked really good. I mean, I've seen Weldon shot that. Was it Rolls Royce? It was the other Rolls Royce. He shot that commercial on Venice at 10,000 ISO. It looked pretty good. I was I was impressed. Anthony said, "Do Sony menus still require a PhD in menu science?" They're going to a new menu. Let's see if I can show it or not. I don't know if it'll show up. It. Let's see here. So their new menu. They're okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Great. So we're black shading. No, now we're not anymore. Okay, menu. Okay, thank you. Pixel mapping complete. That's called black shading. So they have this. This is their new. This is their new menu system. It's better. It's more simplistic, so you can kind of bump around. They still have like the old menu system, and I mean, their menu system is that's really hard to get a image out of. I'm used to their menu system now, but I literally live in the quick function, so the favorites. So I set up a favorite, a couple of pages of favorites of tools that I use, and that's where I live. I rarely ever have to go to the menu system. So they're improving. It's definitely not the 3 years ago menu system, which was horrible. The new one is a lot better. And then now the new one on the FX30 and also on the A7R4, it has that ultra simplistic one too. Ollie, how the heck did they get a Venice to look like the crown shot on F55 at least previous seasons? They don't they move they go up over time. F55 was a reasonable camera. The F5 was not. Very good. Yeah, but bumps. I guess that's by using a magic LUT. No, I would say it was probably a. Can't get the joke out. Lost it. I think with the launch of the A7S4, people are wanting to know what the FX. I'm guessing with the next one, they're going to do like the FX30. So the FX30, which doesn't really have a photographic counterpart, but there's no physical shutter in the FX30. The FX3 has a physical shutter, and the A7S3 has a physical shutter. I would bet that on the FX line, the FX3 Mark II, that there'll be no more physical shutter at all. They'll just further differentiate them. And I like my physical shutter. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Could be the gray, but didn't like it at all. Does materialism really make people happier? Yes. I mean, there is a moment. There's a moment it's yeah, it does. It does back and forth. Ultimately, it does. It does make people happier, but it is not happiness. It makes you happy. Makes you happier, but it is not happiness, because materialism is opening up a Komodo and smelling it, but a year later you still marvel at its size, but you're looking at the images. You're looking at that sunset shot where it's backlit and she's running at you and it's absolutely drop dead gorgeous. That's what you focus on at that point. So yeah, materialism is fun. I like it. I definitely participate in it way more than my wife would like. Way more than she would like. But yeah. Netflix shows have made some absurd camera choices. probably encouraged by Sony. And I mean, they are, they push the industry quite a bit. And then when others meet the requirements, then they want to be using those as well. So I don't know that Netflix at this point is now making the camera choices. I think it's probably more of the production making the choices at this point. Yeah, the Stranger Things, why break a successful recipe? Yeah, I don't know why they shifted away. I actually really liked the look of season 1. I mean, the first couple of seasons, well, first 2 seasons, I really liked. Now it's getting weirder. It's getting it's like Harry Potter, where Harry Potter was. I'm going to walk away while I talk on a tangent for the next half an hour. I'm just going to grab a drink here. Like Harry Potter, the first Harry Potter movie looked really warm, and it was inviting, and I really just loved the look of it. And I know it was by design. But then as we progress, all of a sudden we lost all color. We had very little, and I know it was by design to tell the story of, well, everything is kind of going down the tubes. The world is not what it once was. And wow, let's get some actual orange drink in here too. That's going to be a powerful one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm really a sucker for color. I love, like, one of my favorite looks of all time in a movie is Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I think, I mean, there's a lot of saturation in there, but I think it is one of the most beautiful films of all time with the color that's in there. And like Stranger Things, woo! Stranger Things had that beautiful, it was Monstro, right? Stranger Things was Monstro? Pretty sure it was Monstro. Yeah, it just, I mean, they really brought out the color and they used the dynamic range. It was beautiful. Yeah. That was my tangent. The baby dragon smell. Mine still smells like baby powder. Ooh, baby powder. Yes, very nice. Gregory, Stranger Things was shot on Dragon. They went with Ari this season, but was it season 1 was Dragon? I thought it was Monstro. Was it 2 that was Monstro? I don't remember. Somebody knows. Well, I mean, everybody else knows except me. We can look that up. We have the technology. Wow. If it was Dragon, Ollie, that really explains why I liked it. Been shooting Canon forever. I recently dropped my C500 Mark II and went for the Komodo. I now find it hard to use anything else. I just love the image and the Sublime R3D. R3D it's really one of those those funny things. Once you experience it and you realize how light it actually is, but how full it is. I mean, it grabs a hold of you. Then when you pack in the dynamic range, the global shutter on these cameras, well, this camera, the global shutter's on all the other cameras. But yeah, the image is spectacular. And global shutter it's hard to not smile at it. It's a beautiful thing. And yeah, Ollie, I agree that the C500 Mark II did not age well. And I didn't think it had that bad of an image. I just felt like it was overpriced for what it was. And I think Canon was trying hard to maintain that price point. Like the C700, I was never a fan of the C700. It just never did anything for me. And it was a huge shoebox of a camera. And I don't know why they did it, other than I guess they wanted to continue that price point. But now we don't need a C500 and we don't need a C700. The C300 Mark III is, I mean, that price point is far better and it's comparable to the specs of similar cameras. Yeah. Materialism doesn't make you happy. I'd rather be unhappy with a Komodo than unhappy without it. Well, okay, fair enough, fair enough. But again, with the Komodo, I'm out there. I mean, when I'm in Colorado, I'm just shooting waterfalls, creeks, nature, sunsets, sunrises, you name it. That's what I'm shooting, and I go back and look at them and just love the image. C500 Mark II was looking to video. Great dot camera, but missing the magic sauce. I mean, to me, the FX6 is really hard to beat for a dot camera because it has so much for a very affordable price. House of Cards also shot on Dragon early on. You just know when it's Dragon. I mean, there is something about it. And House of Cards is another differently lit show. And I liked House of Cards a lot. I wish Spacey hadn't been what he was, or what's the legal term? Allegedly. There we go. Because I really think Spacey is a talented actor, but stop, you know? Yeah, it was weird. One of my tangents. Y'all just probably just listens for my tangents. I agree on Walter Mitty. What a story. Yeah, Walter Mitty, it's one of those movies that I like to watch. I try to watch it about once a year, maybe once every 18 months. It's to me, it's a great story. It's a great visual. It's a great variety, but it's a smorgasbord of visual entertainment. And then another movie that I love to watch is all about story is St. Vincent. One of my all-time favorite story movies, because that story, how can it not suck you in and just yeah, maybe I'm just a sucker for it, but that's good. Okay. Gregory says 2 and 3 were Monstro, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, cool. I swear I saw Monstro on there somewhere. Good evening, all. Well, good evening, I edit. How are you? Oh, that's strong. Oh, she had to go by the store on the way back. No pizza, or maybe it is pizza. Ooh, I'm gonna find out. Where's she at? Where's she at? Yeah. Oh, she already left. I wonder if she got pizza. I wonder if she's listening. I bet she forgot. Oh, if I message her now, ooh, I may not get anything. We'll see. C300 with the DGO sensor took a lot away from, yeah. But the C500 Mark II did not have dual gain. Maybe it just was good in low light. I remember seeing a lot of low light stuff from it. It would look pretty good. It was a 6K, wasn't it? C500 Mark II was 6K. Oh. They use Monstro. There we go. Yeah, it was. It's you just see it. You see that color. Well, you can see it when they do. Guardians of the Galaxy was Monstro, or is it the second one that was Monstro? But like, it's tough with a Marvel movie because they cartoonize, colorize the. They make it look so marvelly. But I love the bright colors. I'm a sucker for that. Okay, so yes, Dragon. It was Dragon. Oh, look at you, I edit. Storage. So yeah, I will read that and we'll talk about that, and then I'll talk about storage. Playing with the new Synology NAS, 60 terabytes. How long before it's full? Well, that totally depends. Which one did you get? Did you get the 918 or or 918, 922? No, 8, 9, 6, 10, 18, 918. And then what size drives did you put in there? Yeah, I'm interested in which Synology you got and what connectivity you're using. You're doing the 1522. Interesting. So that's got the 4 1 gig connections on there. So you're just using it for 1 gig connection, or have you bonded? I've not had a lot of luck bonding the Synologies. They bond, but I don't get combined throughput. At least on my 15s. I have 2 of the 15s over there. They used them all. Dragon, then Helium, then Monster. Oh, that's interesting. That's cool. Gotta go, Camille. It's bedtime for me. Thanks for the info and the entertainment. Camille, always a pleasure. Have a wonderful evening out there in the Netherlands. And have a nice night. 1:10 a.m. Wow. Wow. It's 1522. So, TrueNAS. So TrueNAS is a real. She did. She got me pizza. Yay, pizza. TrueNAS is a really good solution for people building up their own NAS. And I still have. I literally had pages and pages, and I was not. I was not happy with the results I was getting on TrueNAS. In my comparison, because I compare Synology, I compare TrueNAS, I compare Arika, I compare Unraid, and I have them all running here with data all over them. Arika was by far the fastest. It was an 8-bay Arika. It was connected by Thunderbolt, but they have them as NAS or whatever. TrueNAS, I was getting about 900 meg per second read, and I was only getting about 700 write. And then I had done multiple iterations of testing, but I went back because Tommy on here, he was having some interesting issues with his TrueNAS that I kind of helped him build up, or he kind of built it himself, but I wanted to get the more performance out of it, and I succeeded, and it is definitely multiple VDEVs gives you that. So I am now getting read and write with 8 drives. I'm getting read and write of 1.13 gigabytes a second over Ethernet. That is full saturation of 10 gig. And TrueNAS is free. So it's very good. No bonding, just the 1 gig, 5 bay with 12 terabyte drives in RAID 5. And so you can expand that one out. You can add 2 more expansions on that one. And you can bond those. Someone said the new ones bond better. I don't know. It seems silly to me to put 4 1 gigs in there if you can't bond them. Mine all have dual 1 gigs. And there I go, losing the connection again, but it'll come back. I will. There we go. There we go. Bonding is tough. And I would always get like 113 megabytes a second is what I would get out of the Synology's unbonded. Bonding, I could get 113 megs, but I couldn't get more. I couldn't get 200 by itself. Watch the rest of the show tomorrow. Show. I guess it could be show. Well, yay. Anthony says, do you guys have a wired setup for your NAS, or do you Wi-Fi with back? Never Wi-Fi. Never Wi-Fi. I was just wondering if editing footage with just a Wi-Fi, I would not do that. Wi-Fi cannot stay continuously linked at a high data rate. Wi-Fi is really designed for multiple connections. I mean, you're going to get faster than 1 gig. Well, you could, but you're not going to get really fast. And what you really want when it comes to NAS if you're not just using it for backup, is to work from it. 10 gig is where it's at. And if you have, if you could, if you have just say 2 people working, you can build a TrueNAS, just a little computer. You just build a small computer and put drives in it and RAID it inside, well, ZFS RAID, but put a dual 10 gig Ethernet card in there, and you can go right to both of your edit machines, and they'll both see them as it should. So you don't have to buy a switch. However, if you'd like to buy a switch, there's a QNAP switch. The price is somewhere around $450, but it has eight 1 gig ports and 4 10 gig ports, which is what I'm currently using right now. And then from there, I take one of the 10 gigs out and go to I don't remember which one it is. I see it, but I don't remember the brand. I'll have it on my storage videos. It has dual 10s and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 2.5 gigs, which is nice because 2.5 gigs will get you somewhere close to 300 megabytes a second. So unraid is not a high performance in any way, shape, or form. So I give it 2.5 gig. So it goes 2.5 gig into there. It goes 10 gig back to the 10 gig switch, and I have everything else connected with 10 gigs. Works like a champ, and it is fast. So 10 gig is where it's at. So Anthony, I would strongly encourage you go for wired. Number one, you'll never have degradation. Just get good quality cable and run it. I don't know how far you would be from your storage or how many people you have, but you can get a lot of connections. And you can do, like if you build a TrueNAS and you put a bunch of drives in there, you could get a dual port 10 gig going to a switch with like 5 or 6 people, and you're going to get 20 gig of connection back to that TrueNAS. So it can do it. So definitely look into TrueNAS if you are interested in a build it yourself. It's not difficult. It's literally build a computer with a bunch of drives, and then install the TrueNAS, and it's fairly simple to install. And then you're rocking. If you want a good one, Synology, the 918 is a good solution. And I believe people are getting about 700-800 megabytes a second with the 10 gig out of the Synology. So it just depends. King says, R5C or A7S3? I have decided again, stick with the A7S3. I did consider going to R5C, but I stuck with the A7S3. This is twice now I've done this. Ollie, I'm hearing work is slowing down in the U.S. I know it's technically holiday season, but is this true? It is true. There is definitely inflation is hitting America hard, and I think it's kind of hitting the world hard as well. That is slowing work down. We do get a natural slowdown here towards the end of the year for holiday season. It's the holiday season. Oh, boo-dee-doo. And then January, it's usually dead, and then February, it picks up. But it feels much more dead right now than everybody's comfortable with. Like, I had a lot of projects. Well, not a lot. Well, I had quite a few, actually. I had enough to make my year, and they all got pulled. So if you know any projects, you need a Scott on set, let me know. Hit me up. I do have a Promise Pegasus at the moment, 60 terabytes, RAID 5, and I can edit straight from it, Thunderbolt connection. Yeah, Promise, are you on Mac? I'm assuming you're on Mac. Promise, I think, has a problem. I think they will not survive the next OS upgrade. If I understand correctly, I believe Promise is using Kexts for their drivers, which currently right now Ventura does not, but the Monterey, I think is the previous than Ventura, it supports Kexts, but you need I cannot remember the name of it. I went through the same thing with Arica, and Arica has the new driver, which does not use the Kexts. It uses the new, whatever it's called, something or other. I don't know what it is. But if Promise is using the Kext, then don't upgrade your operating system because it's going to be bad. I know Drobo, I think that's what did Drobo in, was they were using Kexts, and it's not supported. Let's see. I know you have good taste because you like footage from Moto, but A7S3 over R5C, so as I've talked about previously, highlights is really where I love to see cameras in dynamic range. And everything I was seeing with the R5C and highlights wasn't tickling me. It wasn't the 3. It has some drawbacks, but in the highlights, I can expose properly in S-Log3, and I can pull back my clouds. I love to see surreal clouds. It's just how I like. So yeah, and I don't know if I have good taste. I have taste. I have my taste, and everyone's taste is different. So it's totally fine if people don't agree. I know Ollie's back there going, R5C's better. R5C's better. I don't know if that's what you're doing, but I mean, you have the R5C and you like it, and it's fine. I'm very particular in a weird way, probably not like a lot of people, but I like my highlights. I like to see several stops in the clouds that I can pull back. Woo, that's going to be strong, but it's going to be good with pizza. Going to be good with pizza. All right, let's see here. Ooh, she's getting close, getting close. Let's see, Ollie's, there we go. I see it on the YouTube, and I have to wait for it to show up here so I can post it up here. I find underexposing a tad works with the R5C helps with the highlights. Shadows are pretty clean. Interesting. So it's the exact opposite of Sony. Sony, in order to get the shadows clean, you need to overexpose by 1.3 to 1.7 stops in S-Log3 to get the highlights, to get everything. And you still can pull them out. It's nice. Yeah, I guess S-Log2 is now no more, so they pulled it from all the latest firmwares. So I guess S-Log2 they no longer want to play. Would you get a second Komodo or an R5C as a B cam? So when I operate Komodo as a cam, my B cam is the A7S3. The reason is, and it's a particular one, that has 4K 120, and it has really good stabilization, and it has low light capability. So it is a great companion to the Komodo. Komodo does not have any stabilization, so I gotta hold it, which I'm okay. I'm not fantastic at it. The Sony makes me fantastic at it. This has the fantastic dynamic range, but in low light, it's good in low light, but it's way better than Dragon, but it's not a Sony A7S III in low light. And a lot of that has to do with processing. I get it. But shooting 4K 120 using the dual gain at 12,800 ISO, pushing it to 25,600 in there, I can now shoot 4K 120 in low light scenarios, which is huge for me to pick up B-roll and such. And so I find that's the combination that I choose for that. But if you're not me and you're not shooting 4K 120 low light, a Komodo or an R5C would be perfect B cam. Be no reason not to. I know the R5C can shoot the 4K 120, but I don't think it can do it quite as low light. It can do pretty low light, but not quite. You can ABB in the R5C, which is huge. Okay. That helps. Yeah, that definitely helps. Here in the UK, it's not looking good for our economy and jobs. Hope you guys will do better than us. Here, we're just doing trials on Prime Minister. I saw that. It's Who Wants to Be a Prime Minister. It should be the next TV show. I mean, it's a great show to try it on. I mean, politically in America, we're all over the map. We're just, we throw the change up in the air and then we're like, okay, make 65 cents. Okay, we have a mixture of this, and this. That's ours. I honestly, Anthony, I don't think anybody's going to do better than anybody at this point. I think inflation, I don't know if inflation affects you guys. It affects you guys, but I don't think it affects you the same as it affects us, because we just spent a whole lot more than we provide for the last 20, 30 years. And in England, I don't think you're doing that so much. Like, you guys provide with your tax structure. You're providing what you got. But I think globally, the U.S. inflation with the supply chains that everybody feels, I think will affect, and then energy. Actually, energy does hit your inflation. Yeah, so you're feeling it a whole lot more with energy than we are, which sucks, by the way. I think that's horrible. So yeah, I think we're in for a tough winter, and then I think when we come out of winter, I think things will start seeing better. But I mean, we've got things stacked upon stacked upon stacked, and I think it's going to be tough, and I don't want it to be, because that means it's tough for me too. I mean, I don't want it because it's going to be tough for everybody, but I mean, I really would like to have some jobs right now. King says, I plan to get a few of the RF lenses with the savings going on. Did you see, King, the accidental RF lenses that went on sale on Amazon for like 1/10 the price, and people actually got them? It was like the $1,300 lenses they sold for $130 as an accidental price. They typed in the price wrong, and they honored the price. That was incredible. The R5C can take advantage of the third time, lucky not. We're in hell. Yeah. Scott, we have it worse. We imposed economic sanctions on ourselves by leaving the EU to. Yeah. You guys. Yeah, it's. We're all in the same boat for different. Well, we're all in the same boat for various and similar reasons. That's probably the better way to say it. I don't know. I don't like to get political on. It just divides people. But I love electricity. I love solar. But I really think right now, let's stay on fossil fuels for now, while we get better things going, and let's get the world. Let's get the world warmed up. Not no. Wow, that's a horrible way to say it. That's not what I meant. But winter. Let's keep people warm in the winter, and figure out what we can do, because it bothers me What bothers me most is that everything right now that all of us are doing to try to conserve and go to new technologies, which is a good thing, China is doing the exact opposite. China announced that they're going to build more coal plants and consume 13% more coal next year than this year, which means that everything that the world did just got negated by that. And I said I wasn't going political, but I will bring up this fact. I looked this one up. Well, I looked up and then I calculated and came up with the answer. China consumes more coal than every single other country on the planet combined. And that's a problem with the world, is everything we do is completely compromised by others not doing it. And we've got to figure out how to make things better. 2% of can tell you that's high. We're 9.2, I think is what we're on. So yeah, you're feeling it. I know that the which one was it? Is it the Netherlands? Oh, Camille's not on here, where everybody's lined up to buy coal to burn in their fireplaces so that they can afford to stay warm because they're concerned they're not going to get it. And Sweden's doing an interesting thing, and I like this. A lot of people don't, but I still think nuclear energy is a very, done properly, is a very safe and clean source of energy, and they're putting in nuclear power plants now because they're not going to play this game. They want to keep their people warm, and they're way up there in the north. Yep. Yeah, I saw them, and I was laughing when people posted about them. I was like, oh, there's no way. And then I thought, wow, it might be real. So I went to Amazon. They'd already fixed it. But there were like 60 people who had said, I ordered, and then people were like, you're never going to get them. And then like 3 days later, here comes all the posts. They got them, and they showed the receipt. Amazon, they did it. Wow. I mean, it's just like, whew. Yeah, it was wild. There was six different lenses, and they were not well, some of them, they were all in like the $900 to $1,400 range. So they were not the big, the 28 to 70s, but they were lenses that you would want to have. Filmmaking, hand puppets, space travels, and politics. Name me another live stream this. I mean, I really do try not to get in politics because it does. I honestly, and most people don't agree. Well, that's literally divisive in itself. If I am pro football and you're pro soccer, and the two shall never twain, I don't care. I will happily have a conversation with you all day long, and I'll talk about football, and I'll talk about soccer, I'll talk about whatever. I don't get offended by people not believing the way I do. I don't think people should get offended. I don't think the world should be a binary issue on anything. I don't think, well, if you don't support irises on ellipsoidals, then we can't be friends. That's not how the world works. It's not how humans interact. And so I think social media is it's too easy to lump on and be, me too. Well, me too is the wrong word, but I agree. And then you get mad and you get, we got to stop doing that. We need like this community where we just chat. We just talk. We just, we can have conversations, and we don't have to agree. We don't have to be right. It's not about being right. Wow, humans, we're so complex. I keep my Komodo on next to me in bed for warmth. The red is no match for the R5 for heating. That's funny. I mean, you can get a little warmth out of that. I I do find that the Komodo can kick out some heat. It really can, and it's funny. You think about it. This thing only pulls, I believe it's 28 watts is all it pulls from battery, and yet the heat that comes out of it, you're thinking, wow, that's a lot of heat for 28 watts. It's kind of amazing. And if you want to stay warm, you need a red one. I don't get how Amazon don't have a system that blocks the price dropping below a certain amount. I've snagged price error bargains before, and it feels criminal. I mean, you have to wonder, but they can't do too much because it will then their price controls, and then that definitely a lot of countries, including the U.S., does not like the price controls. You coming to say hi? Or, no. You can come say hi. She goes, you can come around. So you're in focus. There she is. Hey, everyone. It's Cynthia. You gotta look at that camera there. Yeah, there we go.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, you're home too. Yeah, I can take that off. You got the pizza in the oven? Okay. I'll be in shortly. I'm going to answer Anthony's. Yeah, I topped off. I might have got a little strong on it, but it's feeling wonderful. I'm going to answer Anthony's question, and then we'll. Ollie says hi. Okay, so Anthony says, so let's talk about the future of cinema. Guys, what's your views? Less content, more quality, or still a lot of content with many below par experiences? Here is what I think is going to be required to happen. What I think is also going to happen, and I hope it works. I think we are going to go into a 80s and 90s segment again. I hope so, because I really love that. With the much lower budget films, where it's focused on story. You don't have to have a $200 million mega blockbuster. You can survive on little, fun, great stories. And I mean, the future of cinema is going to be story, because experience is a fad. It is, you see it once, like Avatar, fantastic, great experience. But watching it 3 or 4 times, you're like, oh, well, all right, yeah, story's okay. Story gets them. And I'll give a prime example, and it's a horrible example because it also unproves my point, but Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick didn't try to be anything other than a great story and a great visual. Now, the visual cost a fortune, but if you look into what Top Gun Maverick was for story, it was a great story. It was simple. It followed the story. We didn't go off on tangents. We didn't go political. We didn't do anything but follow the story. And I think that might have been the perfect awakening for that, and the troubling times that we're about to go into might be the perfect recipe for getting into lower budget, which is great for those of us who shoot in the lower budget, or in my case, the extremely low budget. But I think that opens the door to elevate upwards. So, because there's a lot of people that are really talented shooting some really good stuff that is extremely low budget. It doesn't get the views. But people are starting to look down, not proverbially, but physically, looking down into the lower budget stuff to find interesting things. That's my thought. I think we've got to get ourselves out of the known commodity, the multiverse, all of that stuff. I think that's hurting cinema a lot. It may bring in dollars, but it's not helping the cause. Scott, are you still thinking on investing in a robot arm, or are you getting into interesting shots of the jibs? I'm getting excited about a video I'm about to make, about some capabilities of some things that I've had, that, yeah, I would love to get a robot arm at some point. But for now, all of my answers, all of my requests keep happening, and I like it. Hello, Mrs. B. Hello to your awesome wife. Yes, she is awesome. She's pretty awesome. For staying with me for 32 years. We've been married 32 years. Yeah, it's awesome. I only watch Christopher Nolan films in the cinema in projected IMAX. Well, yeah, that's the way Christopher Nolan intended it. A good story shot on iPhone. PS attach $350,000 worth of accessories. Good story shot on. I mean, it's been done. Top Gun Maverick is a great film. It really is. And I kid you not, I was smiling the entire movie. The entire movie, I was smiling. I was taken to a place, not, it was story. It was story that I kept expecting this or kept expecting that, and it didn't happen. And I just kept smiling. And I loved it. I loved it. Yes, Anthony, pizza time. You are correct. And thank you all for joining another fantastic live stream. Wow, we've been cranking along here almost 3 hours. That's awesome. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate each and every one of you. And please stop by anytime. We love to have it. And yeah, watch and share those funny shorts when they come out, because it will make me want to make more funny shorts. So, as always, well, no, remember to support down below. Any links if you're looking for anything spectacular. I know I have a lot of European friends and can't use the links, but you know, I know you're there. But if you can, you know, support down below. And yeah, as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. And it really does mean a lot. You guys have a fantastic weekend. Bye, all. You have a wonderful time. Bye, all. Type and...